Hey, bro, real talk. As I'm driving back to my dorm, I can't help but think about something. Y'all know how y'all ever hear like prolific, like super famous YouTubers or content creators talk about how they got their start and what was like the big thing that they did to take their brand into the next stratosphere, right? They usually have an origin story or a documentary that they put up on YouTube talking about how they did it. I'm here to tell you that a lot of times when they tell you what the origin story was and what was the big move that they made to make it happen, I'm here to tell y'all that 70-80% of the time is cap. 70 to 80% of the time they are lying. I can't stand when I hear famous YouTubers who got like 5, 6, 7 million subs talk about, oh yeah, what I did, I was posting videos and they weren't really going nowhere, and I was at the end of my rope, so I just moved to LA with no money and no plan, and it just worked. I'm like, dog, stop telling people that. That's not what you did. I'm not saying one of their videos didn't go viral. They just posted a video and it blew up. That's not what I'm saying, because a lot of times that is what took it to that stratosphere. But stop telling people that you moved to a big expensive city where like the cost of living is astronomically high, and you moved there with no money, no job, no nothing, and then just like seemingly overnight one of your videos caught fire and then you just hit the ground running and you didn't look back. That is not what happened. Stop saying that. That's not feasible. That's not realistic. That's not reality. That is not what you did. The truth is, ain't no way in hell you moving from, off the top of my head, you moving from like a low income neighborhood in South Carolina to Bakersfield, California, or you move somewhere to like LA with no job and no money, and then one of your videos just popped up and the next thing you know, you're making $200,000 a year. Stop lying to people, telling them that. I know you don't want them to take the exact path that you took, because y'all got this unrealistic fear in your mind that if you tell somebody exactly how you got it, that they're going to somehow steal your shine and then take the spotlight away from you, and then your brand's no longer going to be successful. That's cap. Stop telling people that. Y'all are building this fake reality in people's minds, your followers, and then people who watch your channel and watch your content, that's the path they need to take for them to get where you are, without telling them what you actually did. Y'all not moving. Do y'all know what the price of gasoline alone, I don't know why I said the full name, what the price of gas is in California? On average, it's damn near $5 a gallon. Ain't no way you moving to California from like South Carolina or from Louisiana or from Iowa or something like that to California with no money, and then you just had somewhere to stay. They'll be like, oh, I was living in my car. So how are you getting to work with no job and no money? You're lying. They either had savings, they either had money saved up, they had like $10,000 to $15,000 saved up, and that bought them some time until they got like a little job or whatever to where they could start saving their money. And then yes, when they weren't working, they were making videos, nonstop or around the clock, not getting any sleep. That's feasible. But you're not gonna sit there and tell me you didn't have a job and you didn't have money and nobody helped you moving from your little town, your little spot in your little town to one of the most expensive areas to live in the country. You did not do that. Stop that damn lying. They did a study. They said like, what was it, 3 in 5 minors from Gen Z to Gen Alpha, when they asked them what they want to be when they grow up, like the majority of them say they want to be a content creator. There's a reason behind that. Y'all, that is one of the most difficult and one of the most saturated industries in the world right now, is being a content creator and an influencer. It's so saturated. It's so hard to make it. Less than 1% of people get to where that could be just their job, their primary source of income, and they still find a way to live comfortably. Same thing with being on OnlyFans. Yes, there's almost 2 million American women on OnlyFans, but only the top 1% make enough money to where they could quit their jobs, buy a house, buy a car, and live comfortably, pay all their bills, and still go on vacation every once in a while. Y'all got to stop lying to people, bro. Y'all got to stop lying to people. That's not how you did it. There's no way. I'm here to tell y'all, and I'm not saying that because I can't do it. I'm telling y'all because that's not realistic. The people who are the top earners, the ones who are honest, they'll tell you the exact same thing I'm telling you. There is no way you're moving from, let's take where I live, right? Where I'm from. Let's take, if you're moving from Jacksonville, Florida, there is no way in hell you moving to LA, Los Angeles, California, with no job and no money and no plan, and then you just make it. That's not real, bro. I hate when they do that. Y'all are screwing people over if they follow that. Now, yes, it is entirely up to them whether or not they believe you and, take that information and run with it and then try to replicate that and do the same thing. It is up to them. But, like, be for real, bro. If you had, like, $12,000 saved up, say that. If you got an investment, say that. If your parents gave you money, say that. You don't have to tell us a dollar amount. But don't give somebody some fake lying ass or origin story and then be like, oh yeah, well that's how I did it. No, that's not how you did it. Stop. That's lies.